Hello YouTube! Flashlight enthusiast here. Well, today I have something special for you, definitely, and a spontaneous review because my friends sent this Amutorch E3 for testing, and I couldn't resist myself, to show you guys the quick review of this little EDC flashlight, as well as the comparison with its little brother E3S that came a little bit later on, requested by forum members. So with further ado, guys, I cannot show you the package, unfortunately, because I haven't got one on me, but let me show you the flashlights. So the Amutorch is well, probably an unknown brand to you. It came available around 1.5 years ago. This flashlight was obviously introduced after the famous FW3A, full LED flashlight design, very compact, very powerful. You might be surprised, but this one actually is powered by 21700 cells. So yeah, as you can see, the cell is that big. Look at the flashlight, it's extremely compact. You will probably guess that it would be an 18650 flashlight, but no, actually it isn't. So for quick comparison, I've got an Octagon KR4. Look at the size. This is the 18650 flashlight, and this is the 21700 cell flashlight. So yeah, as you can see, diameter wise is almost the same. Length wise it's even shorter than Octagon. So yeah, it's extremely well designed to accommodate this higher capacity cells. So yeah, very well made. Looking at the threads here, we've got triangle threads and no magnet, unfortunately, but it's because of the compactness, so something for something, a trade-off is fair, I guess. I used the Samsung 40T for this test, but you can also use the Samsung 50 or any other similar cell, as long as this 21700, because why buying the 21700 cell flashlight and use the 18650? Well, maybe, but I won't. Okay, so threads are smooth, and actually you can only unscrew it on the tail cap, no other option here. We've got the standard Carclo triple optic. You can swap the standard 10-6-2, for example, for a 10-6-23, the more floody optics, but default optic is just standard narrow one. Under this optic you can either find SST20 in 6500K or Nichia in 5000K, or Expel High in 6500K, or SST20 in 4000K 95 CRI, which is the option I've got here. So it is not Unreal, you might think. It is their own Amutorch's UI, very simple, very straightforward, and it does feature ramping, so let me show you. One click for on, and then you click to adjust for available brightness levels, double click for turbo mode, one click again to return for the last brightness, and hold the button to switch off the flashlight, and then you can hold the button from off to actually go to the ramping mode, and then when you turn on the flashlight, hold the button to adjust the brightness, hold again to decrease the brightness, as you can see. So it is available in ramping, obviously double tap for turbo, and then one click for off. Triple click for strobe mode, so pretty standard, huh? That's nice. That's very nice. Actually, you can see the ring is slightly protruding here, but it doesn't really spoil the impression of this flashlight. We've got some anti-reflective coating in green color. Overall the design is very nice, and the flashlight is generally well made. Realization is good. What I would like to see here is obviously the magnet, because it's an EDC size flashlight, so the magnet will be a great addition. for this one. Also maybe some lanyard attachment like on the shorter one, but yeah, maybe it is here. I just didn't get one, so I suspect it might be in the package. Yeah, it probably is. Speaking of Lumen output, this one is advertised as a 3000 Lumen flashlight, but obviously it is for the cool white version. Nietzsche and SST20 version in warmer tints won't give you such output. I tested this one with my homemade kit, obviously, and actually I got some pretty impressive results. So basically I got around 2000 lumens of initial output, and after 20 seconds in this E3 version of SST20, I noticed a drop to around 250 lumens, and then as you can see it dropped continuously over time. So a good example of linear driver, nothing fancy here, just a simple driver that will decrease the brightness as the battery voltage decreases. The one drawback I can see clearly here is that you cannot configure the thermal limit in any shape and form. So although the flashlight does not exceed 50 degrees, I get the impression that it might be set a little bit higher to, you know, sustain a higher output. But again, it will be a trade-off for time that the flashlight can run on a single battery. So yeah, I think that it is well made. Can be improved, but it's not that bad as it might seem. Okay, so you got around 3.5 hours of continuous runtime on a fairly good lumen level, around 150 lumens. So it's very well designed for, you know, EDC purposes. You won't need much more output then, and if you need one, you simply double click, and there you go, momentary illumination for your 2000 lumens, or even more if you choose the cool white emitters XPIL High or SST20. Okay, so you may be wondering, okay, flashlight enthusiast, what about the high mode? Well, I'm glad you asked. So that one looks almost identical, but the step down occurs a little bit later than turbo mode. As you can see, I measured here around 1400 lumens, so still pretty well, pretty good for such a compact flashlight. After 36 seconds, this flashlight achieved around 50 degrees Celsius at the head, and it stepped down to around, again, 250 lumens. Initially it was around 300 lumens, but then it stepped gradually to around 150 lumens over the course of 3.5 hours. So very similar to the previous example. Alright, and now we've got also the medium output, so it's the third highest mode, and as you can see here, after 2 minutes of around 800 lumens, the flashlight stepped down to around 300, so pretty similar. The driver is designed that way, so to step down to around 250 or 300 lumens. Again, flashlight did not exceed 51 or 50 degrees. It could be set a little bit higher, but it is definitely a safe level for numerous types of users, so it's definitely well designed. As you can see, again, similar situation, from 300 lumens to around 150 lumens over the course of 3.5 hours, so pretty good runtime. Again, this is the Samsung 40T, so if you use the Samsung 50E or any similar higher capacity cell, the runtime will be even longer. Alright guys, so let's go to the forest and show you the beam pattern. I will also compare this one to the shorter version that I will review soon on my channel, so stay tuned and let's go see the beam shots. E3 from Amutorch, the bigger brother, low, medium, high, second high, and turbo. As you can see, there's no huge jump here like in E3S, but the output is probably the same as I measured, so turbo mode is equal, but here we've got more intense beam, more focused now because this narrow default optics, and bam, we've got a step down already. Flashlight is not that hot, but internal temperature must have exceeded 50 degrees, something like that, because it's not endurance. Let's try to restart it. Double click. Kirkland Narrow Optics SST20 4000K. Pretty good output. Well, the flashlight getting hot pretty quickly. I should say extremely quickly. I'm holding it now more towards the tail, I'm afraid. But look at that, it's not stepping down and getting hotter and hotter. Ouch. I have to turn it off now. E3S from Amutorch. This is low, medium, high, and turbo. Frosted optics, I remind you, SST20 4000K, so 95 CRI. Very nice output, as you can see, pretty wide beam, as of triple Carclo frosted optics. Pretty useful for NDC, and very respectable output for a thumb-sized flashlight. Getting hot already, but that's expected. Alright, so low, now it's low, medium, high, and turbo. That's good. Alright guys, let's sum it up. I was pretty excited to review this one, especially that my friend was complimenting this flashlight a lot, especially the size of it. I'll show you again the Zebrolight, for example. This is the SC600W Mark IV Plus, so around 2300 lumens. Look at that, this is 18650, this is 21700 cells, these are almost identical dimensions. I'm really glad they did this one, and I think that they actually set a new standard on the market in terms of size of 21700 cells. So this is definitely an iconic flashlight that every flashlight enthusiast could purchase, even for that reason. Obviously this is not a thermal based, because the shelf is pretty thin, and it hits up really quickly, especially on these high CRI emitters. But in terms of size, compactness, if you like to, very long runtime, and in case of emergency or if needed, you have this 2000 lumen turbo mode, then definitely this flashlight should be worth considering. So guys, I'm extremely happy with this one. I'm glad I could test this one, and yeah, for those of you who seek longer runtime and extremely compact 21700 cell flashlight, I definitely recommend this one to you. So guys, I hope I answered every of your questions regarding this flashlight, but if not, please leave them in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.